Here, okay, we're going to go live here in, or we're not. We're live, and I'm trying to go live in Instagram. Oh, there it is. Woo! On Instagram too. Ooh. Well, that's Walker Whopper.
I'll leave the technology stuff up to you.
Cool, cool. Well, hello everybody. Welcome to our live broadcast for December 2023. Talking about how things went in 2023 and what we expect things to go in 2024. But while we're waiting for everybody to get on, I want to ask you a couple questions, Angela. Christmas time in the Black Hills. What did you do this year that was cool for Christmas time in the Black Hills?
Oh, let's see. For Christmas time in the Black Hills, we went down and watched the Parade of Lights.
Yep.
Which is kind of, this year we stayed in Sturgis, where we've usually gone out to the other different cities, because each one of them has their own little version of it.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. So that was a fun part that we did. And then it finally snowed the day after Christmas.
Right. Finally got the white Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah. Then
we did a lot of light looking too, where the Parade of Lights here in Rapid City, Saturday after Christmas, after Thanksgiving. And then there was the light, just driving around, looking at the lights around town. Lights in Sheridan on Storebeck Island. That was kind of fun. But
yeah, we haven't done those. And then there's the one down in Hill City that has that little avenue that you can go up.
Right. First. We did that a couple years ago. It was okay. It wasn't fantastic or anything, but it was fine.
Yeah.
So awesome. Well, we also have a special guest here today with us, and that would be Mr. Alexander Skeen. And Alex, thanks for joining us today. Let everybody know who you are and where you're from.
Sure. Well, thanks for inviting me. I'm excited to be here tonight. So my name's Alex Skeen. I'm a real estate agent over here on the Iowa-Illinois border, an area called the Quad Cities. I'm licensed in both states, and I love South Dakota. I got a lot of family up there too, so nice. I know exactly what you guys are talking about.
Awesome. That's good. That's always good to hear. So, are there any cool light displays on the Mississippi? Do they have like boat parades?
They don't have anything on the Mississippi, but they got a couple cool things around the Quad Cities itself. The Botanical Gardens puts out this awesome light display. It's only like $3 to walk through it. It's really, really kind of cool. So
right.
Nothing on the Mississippi though.
I suppose doesn't really freeze over, does it?
No. They kind of keep it open for the barges if it does even get close.
You can talk to these people about getting this going. They do it sold all the time, so
You orchestrate this parade down the Mississippi.
You guys should now, though. I don't know. You gave me an idea.
Yeah. Cool. Well, anybody joining in, please post in the chat. Probably on YouTube as well. We'll be able to see that. If you're on YouTube and you want to post a comment about where you're from and where you're watching us from, that'd be great. So, Alex, 2023. How did 2023 suit you in your business and in your life?
Well, 2023 for me personally is actually one of the best years I've ever had.
Nice.
The most transactions I've ever had. It's interesting though, because a lot of the transactions were lower dollar amounts, but more transactions overall, which was kind of interesting to see. The market itself, low inventory numbers, a lot of competition, especially at the beginning of the year. It's kind of pulled back a little bit as far as buyer competition, but inventory numbers are still pretty low. Interest rates have dropped, so that's changing things a little bit around here. For sure.
Yeah. Did you, for what I noticed, a big out about February, I was wondering if I was going to have to go work at get a second job. Sam's Club. We had a really slow kind of start of the year, but then it just kind of took off. And then is that kind of similar to what you guys had, or did you have a pretty excitable winter?
Ours was actually pretty decent at the beginning of the year. It did pick up more towards the summertime and then slow down again at the end of the year. But the beginning was pretty decent overall.
Yeah, our October seemed like it just went, when those interest rates hit that 8.
Well, I was going to say, in October was our highest since 2000. So, yeah, everybody's like, no, we're going to hold off.
Yeah, so I think what my kind of thought form what happened was, beginning of 2023 or spring 2023 for us, people kind of got used to the higher interest rates and they said, okay, we can do this, and then it went up even more, and we're like, okay, now I'm tapping out now. I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yeah, it's interesting for me. In October, I had a lot more cash investors coming in. They weren't caring about the interest rate as much.
Right.
So that what picked up my business in October timeframe was the cash buyers.
Yeah, well, that makes a lot of sense. If you are in the mindset of, hey, it's time now to buy, then you got the cash to go do it. Because for us, competition was considerably lower. You were getting a better deal, and you were getting more concessions, so it works out pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah, we haven't seen concessions for a couple of years. Those finally came back.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple. I had one this past one that I did. They got the whole buy down from the seller, about $8,000 worth of buy down from the seller. So things happen.
Yeah, I'm even getting inspections done again. It's crazy.
I tried very hard not to lose those, but every once in a while those happen. But yeah, it's been nice to see things kind of go back to normalcy here in our market. I appreciate not having to leave the couch at every moment someone wants to go look at something. Otherwise, you won't get there in time.
Yes. Yeah.
What's your average price point down there in Quad Cities?
Our average price point is about $220 overall. Each city's a little bit different, but because Iowa, Illinois is actually quite a bit of a different market between the two. But if you were to average the entire Quad Cities, it's about $220.
Yeah, we're up to about $350 now in the Rapid City area. It's a bit crazy for sure than what it used to be. When I first started real estate, we were doing a 1,000 square foot home with a garage for $99,000, and that doesn't that isn't how it matters
anymore.
Not as much anymore. No. Angela, you're 2023. How did that go for you?
It was a little bit slower for us. Like I said, with affecting the interest rates, and then, like I said, the inventory is the biggest part. We do have a lot of those first-time home buyers that just couldn't, we couldn't get them qualified because of the payments. With the way they doubled. So yeah, it was a little bit slower. It wasn't terribly bad, but it kept me going.
Yeah, I think when I looked at it at one point, a $250,000 home, adding kind of the taxes and insurance kind of for our area, was like $3,000 a month or something like that.
Yeah, it's kind of a difference between when we were in the 3.5 to now we're 6.5. It's almost a $400 to $600 payment difference.
Right.
So it's hard for some people. So like I said, we have a lot of those first-time home buyers and that want certain payment arrangements and things like that to keep them so they're not house poor.
Right. But we hear good things for 2024. Nice little segue there, right? You see how I did that? Just kind of woo.
They're already coming. Seller rates, they've come down. I think the last 3 weeks, actually since like the beginning of November, we've kind of slowly come down. But yeah, we have some really good interest rates now, and they're hoping to get even lower.
What have you heard as far as expectations? If you want to open that.
Well, yeah, no, that's kind of a hard subject because the Feds are talking about having a rate cut in the summer, possibly this spring, and that's definitely gonna, I think, bring us down a little bit. But yeah, I've heard anywhere between 5.5 up to 6.5. But we'll just watch them as they come in.
Right. And in here, I think we see right now, if you are looking to buy a property, I think you're going to get some decent deal at some fashion because their homes have been selling considerably slower. But interest rates now go down a little bit further. They get they get 6s somewhere. They get close to 5. Springtime comes around, we're back at it.
Yeah, like I said, we went to the 6.5 now, and if you get into our first-time home buyer programs, we're touching 5.5 on FHAs and rural development VA loans that way. So
right, Alex, what do you hear about 2024? Kind of the similar story as we do. Is that or where you're at?
Yeah, that's pretty similar. I'm hearing 5.5 is where they're kind of expecting 2024 to be, but none of us have our crystal ball available. So.
Yeah, well, we do what we can. Do you usually see? So we usually have kind of a slow beginning of the year, a huge spring. We kind of slow down for summer because we're busy out vacationing. Kind of picks back up September, October, and then slows down to get into the holidays. Is that kind of the way things are in your neck of the woods as well, or is that a little different?
Yeah, it's pretty accurate to what we do. I would say that you guys have a longer winter, so your time of slow might be a little bit longer than ours, but that's pretty seasonal changes that we see as well.
Yeah, well, haven't had much winter this year for sure, but I saw posts about people that were they were running their ski-doos in the lake in Minnesota in December 23rd. It's just
Yep.
just nuts.
We actually getting snow right now, ironically.
Yeah, we just got our snow 2 days ago, and now it's 40 degrees outside and it's all melting. So that's how it goes. The ski hill would really like some snow. I'm pretty sure that's what they asked for Christmas. So I have a friend in Hill City, and she said they got 8 inches down there. So there's plenty of snow in the Black Hills, but up here in the Rapid City area, how much snow did you get, Angie, up in Sturgis?
I would say because we went out hiking yesterday, and it was up to my kneecaps out at Fort Meade. So, and I'm assuming Spearfish Woods didn't have a lot, but then Lee Deadwood, I think they probably got pretty good. Luckily, like I said, they've been waiting for snow at Tail Peak.
Yeah, we got to have our winter wonderland in the Black Hills. There's a lot of people that depend upon that.
It doesn't look like Christmas if we don't have snow.
I know. So the other thing that we did this year, that we've never done before, is the Holiday Express 1880 train.
Oh yeah.
And that's the old-fashioned train that basically goes up the hill. You go meet Santa. You go to the North Pole. You meet Santa, then you come down. But it was, you're going down the train with Christmas music playing and lights in the cab. But there's no snow outside. It was just kind of like, this isn't quite right. Shouldn't there be something going on? So that was kind of a different experience for us this year that we enjoyed. So
that's ironic. My cousin actually rode the 1880 train for the Polar Express this year too. So who knows? Maybe you met my cousin.
Yeah,
you never know. Yeah, we thought it would go a little faster, so we were a little underwhelmed through the whole. But if you had family and kids, that'd be a little more. That would have been a little more. It was just my wife and I, and we were kind of more along the lines of let's look out the window and see what's there. Enjoy the ride more than let's talk and have a good time. So it was a little less exhilarating than we were imagining.
But you got to try it at least once.
What was that?
So you got to try it at least once.
Yeah, we did it. I don't know if we will do it again or not, but we might do it again with the group or something. Maybe next. We should do it next year, Angie. We should do it.
Well, and I've heard they go around in limos with pajamas and cocktails to look at all the lights. So we should try that too.
That sounds better too. Yeah, we can do all sorts of things.
Yeah, you're more than welcome, Alex, to come up.
That's right.
We'll show you a good time.
I rode the 1880s train during the summer.
And he's gone.
Oh, that's what it looks like.
He might get back. We'll see. The beauty of the internet. So I thought I would just share a little bit about my year. There he is. He's coming back. Oh. There he is. He's back.
I thought you just kicked me off as well.
Oh, yeah. You're not here. Who needs you? So how did your YouTube channel do this year, Alex?
Actually pretty well. I just hit 1,000 subscribers about December 8th, I think. And it's going really well. Get a lot of people moving to Iowa, ironically. I don't know. They're crazy people moving here, but
right.
It's cool. It's cool. It's cool to see. And I think based on all my research, I think I'm the second largest YouTube channel in Iowa. So
that works.
That number one here soon. We'll see.
Keep after it, right? Yeah. So do you feel like majority of your, or a good part of your business has been from your YouTube channel at this point, or?
Oh yeah. That's majority of it coming into me. I love it. YouTube audiences are the best. I don't know. You probably experienced that too. So
all you guys that we're talking to right now, anybody that's watching this, we love you guys. You guys are awesome. That's all there is to it. We do definitely want to thank you guys. And I thought I would just kind of share a little bit of what we did this year, not to brag or anything, but just to showcase just what we did. It was a pretty good year for us, with helping 27 families and almost 10 million in sales. So that was a really good year for us. So we usually before YouTube, before the YouTube thing happened, we were averaging 3 million per year. So YouTube tripled our yearly average gross sales. So that's an amazing thing to have, and it's something that we really appreciate. In regards to my YouTube channel, let's see. No, not that one. This year, I published 58 videos somehow. I'm still not sure how I did that, but I suppose, one a week is 52, right? Then a few more listing videos. So that's probably about right. But I also did 186 shorts. So that was, and all those shorts were also published on Facebook and Instagram. So again, thank you, audience members, for watching videos, for commenting on videos. I know Alex says the same thing. Your comments and your video views go a long way to helping us out. We certainly appreciate you. And 214,000 views. That's nuts. I mean, I started doing why did you start doing YouTube videos, Alex?
Honestly, I just saw an opportunity. I watched other realtors do it all over the
Right.
nation.
It was just like, I'm going to do this for a little bit. Maybe, maybe I'll get some buyers out of it. Maybe I'll get some leads. I wasn't expecting to get 214,000 views in a year. It's just nuts. So certainly want to say thank you to everybody for helping us out these past few years. And Alex says the same thing. And Angie, I know you've had a few people that say, hey, I saw you in one of Tristan's videos.
Yep. Yeah. Well, and like I said, I'm not techie, so I'm working on trying to be a YouTuber, I guess. Is that what you're called? So I'm good at that's one of my goals for 2024. Alex, how long have you been doing your YouTube channel?
I started my channel January of 2022. So
okay.
Coming up on 2 years, I guess now. It's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
It probably took a year and a half for me to get to that 1,000. Once you get to the 1,000 point, though, it seems like things kind of go downhill from there. But then you try to get to the 2,000 mark, and that's like forever to get that last few subscribers to 2,000.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, it's ironic when I hit 1,000 though. It jumped up quite a bit for whatever reason. I got a whole bunch more subscribers really quickly because I was averaging about a subscriber and a half per day, and I got like 10 or 12 in one day. I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah, it just kind of multiplies from there, right? Yeah.
Yep.
100%. Well, Angie, what do you think about 2024? How are things going to go?
I think it's going to be a good year. Like I said, with the rates coming down, knock on wood on that side. And then, like I said, hopefully the inventory, and then obviously with what's going on with the base. And I know that's kind of a little ways out, but we still have people coming into the area, that kind of thing. So yeah, I really hope in 2024 is a stellar year. Take us back a little bit to not to 2020 and 2020 and 2021. It's kind of a crazy time at that time. Everybody was flocking to South Dakota, but yeah, I think we'll have a really good year. I think we're just gonna get a couple more houses on the market.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are waiting for spring, or waiting for if I just wait a little bit longer, the interest rates come down a little bit, so we'll have more buyers, so I'll get more.
Well, and that's a hard thing right now, because especially trying to the people who are up higher. It's like, well, you might be able to refi now, but if rates are going to go down a little bit more, let's wait for that, because you want to have kind of like that perfect sweet spot to be able to jump on the rates to make it worth it, and then also to jump.
And that's just really tough to go for, but you do what you can do.
Yeah, it is. And then I do think that lost my train of thought in regards to the housing market and stuff like that. I do think that even though rates were a little bit higher than what we were used to, getting in a house now, so you don't have that frenzy when rates are in the 5.5 and you go back to multiple offers like we were doing. And
right. But Alex and I can't say that, because it sounds like you were just trying to get people to buy a house. So, we can't say these things.
Okay. Yes. Yes, we should buy a house. It's a good time.
Right, Alex? Don't you have your own buy a house now? Yeah, right?
I don't actually do that very often. I don't like it.
Nope.
It's always a good time to buy if you're in the right situation. I mean,
it's always the situation that's right for you. There is no right time to buy globally. It's what is your situation? How's it going to work best for you? And how can we get you in that position? Both working with Angie and us to get you in that house so that you're happy with not only the house itself, but the payment, your financial situation, and the future. You don't want to be living in a house that you're so house poor in. You can't never afford to go anything else.
Well, yeah, and that's why finding the right program to get somebody into, or saying let's wait till we kind of watch. As we talked about, Tristan, some of our clients, it's like, oh, we're just going to look, and then that day they find a house. And then I have people who are still looking after 2 years for the right house and the right payment.
Right. Yep.
So it will happen when it's supposed to.
Exactly. Yep. It's a patience game, right, Alex?
That's right. And my take on that whole thing is obviously we get paid with commissions, but if we get somebody in a house that isn't the right house for them, they're probably not going to be a repeat customer, and we don't want to be in that situation. So we want to get in the house, but we want it to be sure that's like the right house and you can afford it and all that.
Yeah, there's people that I don't really want to talk to, because I know that the whole situation didn't go very well. We managed to get them in the house, but it was a troublesome trial. So I'm like, I don't really want to call them to get them to remember about all that stuff that we went through to get into this property. So there's a big point of that, the whole process. And yeah, I mean, that's
Yeah.
a lot of our business is that repeat referral business. We want to make sure that people are love where they're at.
Well, and I don't know how big your town is. I mean, not Rapid is fairly large, but you still see people in the grocery store, and you don't want to have to duck down an aisle if if it didn't go well smoothly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
My family tells me that they can't take me anywhere because I'll invariably see somebody and talk within the store.
Yep. Pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
Mr. Alex.
you have to be someone in this job.
Mr. Alex, who has been on what, 2 news features and
Ooh.
5,000 podcasts or something?
Not 5,000. I'd say maybe 3.
Nice. Congratulations.
Yeah, I've been on a newscast or 2. It's kind of fun, kind of cool to see that.
Yep, 100%. Well, again, we want to say thank you to everybody for watching and for all your support for 2023. We're looking forward to, a great 2024. That sounds terrible, I know. That 24 is our year. But so here's my thought form. I've got a little thought form when it comes to, so in our industry, we have, the goal setting mantra. Okay, what's going to be the goals for next year? And you got to have these big ass hairy goals. And if you don't have all this put together, they pretty much tell you that you're going to fail. I mean, that's pretty much how it's going to be. And that's the way I was doing that for years, but every year I didn't meet those big ass hairy goals, in previous life. Right. And what do you think happens then when the next year you make that same kind of a goal and it doesn't, and every time you think about that goal, what happens? Do you think you are loving the opportunity to do? No, you're thinking about how every time you failed it. That's not going to attract good things.
Mhm.
So I'm starting to do things like, okay, what's one thing that I can do to help get me towards my goal that's easy, that I can accomplish? So, for example, if my plan for next year is to drink 1 glass of water before I have my coffee in the morning, that's easy. After a while, it becomes a habit. What happens once it becomes a habit? Then it's like, well, then I can add another glass, or I can, it makes it easy for the next step. Instead of trying to go from A to Z, we go from A to B. And although, I'm not saying don't have your big ass, I'm saying don't have them, but don't look at that all the time as being, well, I got to do this because come March, if you're not a quarter of the way there, then you feel bad. And that's not attractive nothing. So make your goals individually so that you can, I started working out 3 days a week. I never thought I'd be doing that, but that's almost a habit now. So, these things you can do, but it's not something that you need to look at far in the future, in my opinion. It's a little bit at a time. What's a little goal that you can do to make it easy? That's my words of wisdom for the end of 2023. Thoughts? Anybody?
That's a good way to be, because it's hard. It's like, okay, we have the same thing within our company going, okay, what's your goals? So, you kind of have to kind of go with the flow in a sense and make sure you're out there. Like I said, we've talked more about what I should do, like social media wise, to be able to generate more business and things like that. But you have to start small, because this scares me, kind of thing. So I think that's a great way to, I know. I don't even know how to work my phone.
We want you to create 200 videos this year, Angie. Just do it.
No, we'll get 10. I tried to do one, and I think it took 150 videos to get one out of there. So that's way time consuming. I'll get it this year though. But yeah, I do think that having small achievable goals is a lot better than, this, like I said, big ass hairy goal.
Right. What do you think, Alex? Am I crazy?
No, I like that a lot, actually. I'm the similar boat. Like, I like having goals, but the thing about goals is you can't physically do a goal. And what I mean by that is it's not actionable. If I want to do 20 transactions, you can't just do 20 transactions.
Right.
What are the things you need to do in order to
Exactly.
get to 20 transactions?
Right. And so maybe I'm going to make one more phone call a day. Maybe that's all that is. And once you make the one more phone call again, then it gets easy. Then it gets normal. Then it becomes a habit. And then adding another one, that's easy enough. So it's building on each other instead of trying to do everything all at once and get burnt out by February.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. I like that a lot.
I got my words of wisdom out for the day, so we can go away now.
Yeah, we're gonna make a T-shirt.
Just be his face, though.
His face, and in the back. Oh, that's gonna be brilliant. I would sell them on your YouTube channel.
Oh no. It's got to say "love where you live" on the back, right? Because that's my ending statement. That's got to say that. That's what it's got to say on the end.
Oh, you just wait. Okay.
No crap.
I got
I'm in
plans
trouble
on
now. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much. We appreciate all of your support and love through the 2023. Looking forward to 2024. Have an amazing New Year's, everybody.
Yeah.
Take care.
Happy holidays.
Bye.
Nice to meet you, Alex.
Speak to you.